All right, the Chicago Bears 2025 NFL schedule is finally out. And you know what that means. It's time for our favorite annual ritual. It's probably a little silly, but it's always fun. We go game by game, looking at every matchup on the calendar, and we try to figure out what kind of season this team is going to have. Do they make the playoffs? Do they finish with a winning record? Or do we get another year of disappointment and heartbreak? That's what we're here to figure out. One week at a time. Now let's dive into it. Week 1, Monday Night Football. The Bears host the Minnesota Vikings at Soldier Field. There's no better way to kick things off than with a divisional game under the lights. This is one of those early season matchups where the conditions favor the home team. Rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy, making his first NFL start, is thrown into a hostile environment on the road in prime time. The moment's going to be huge for him. Emotional even, coming back to the state of Illinois where he's got ties. But the reality is rookie quarterbacks in their first starts, especially on the road, tend to struggle. Defenses usually come out of the gate sharper than offenses, and that's exactly the kind of advantage Chicago needs to capitalize on. This is the kind of game where a solid defensive performance and a methodical offensive approach should be enough. So yes, the Bears start off 1-0. A much-needed win to set the tone. Now, week 2, things get spicy fast. A trip to Detroit to face the Lions at Ford Field. And here's the wrinkle. It's Ben Johnson's return to his former team, where he made a name for himself as one of the league's best offensive minds. He's now calling the shots for Chicago, and there's no doubt he's going to empty the tank for this one. This is a revenge game. He's going up against Dan Campbell, his former boss. And you know this one is personal. The Bears will come in with a chip on their shoulder, looking to prove they're no longer the doormat of the division. Plus, Detroit could be vulnerable early in the year. They've lost a handful of assistant coaches, are breaking in new coordinators on both sides of the ball, and might need a few weeks to hit their stride. It's a short week for both teams, and although the Bears are the underdogs, don't be shocked if they sneak out with a win here. That's 2-0 to start the year. And yes, I know how crazy that sounds. Week 3 brings the Dallas Cowboys to Chicago, and this might be a classic letdown spot. Coming off 2 emotional divisional games, one of them in primetime, there's always a risk of hitting a wall. Dallas might not be a Super Bowl favorite, but they're consistently solid during the regular season, especially if Dak Prescott is healthy. The Bears might be the better coach team now, or maybe even the more dynamic one offensively, but timing is everything in the NFL. This feels like one of those games that just slips away. So, let's say Chicago takes its first L here and falls to 2-1. Moving on to week 4, the Bears travel west to take on the Las Vegas Raiders, and honestly, this should be a get-right game. The Raiders aren't exactly a pushover anymore. They've improved, and there's a decent foundation in place. But roster to roster, this is a mismatch. Chicago is deeper, more talented, and better coached. The defense should be able to confuse whoever Vegas trots out at quarterback, and the Bears offense will have opportunities to make plays. This feels like one of those games where you build a lead early and hold on late. So let's call it a bounce back win. That's 3-1 heading into the bye week, and it's an early bye this year, week 5, which is not always ideal, but in this case, it might work out. Coming out of the bye, the Bears have an extra day to prepare for a Monday Night Football road matchup against the Washington Commanders. And here's where the scheduling gods might have done Chicago a favor. The Bears will have had 15 days to get ready. Meanwhile, Washington will be coming off a road game against the Los Angeles Chargers, a long physical game with cross-country travel. That's a massive rest and preparation advantage for the Bears. Add in the revenge factor after how last year's matchup ended, and you've got a motivated, well-rested team with something to prove. I like Chicago to go into Washington and come out with a win. That's 4-1, and the momentum is building. Week 7 brings the New Orleans Saints to Soldier Field, and frankly, this might be the easiest game on the schedule. No disrespect to the Saints, but unless one of their young quarterbacks, whether it's Spencer Rattler or Tyler Show or whoever, suddenly becomes a revelation, this is a game the Bears should win comfortably. You never want to take an opponent lightly, but the talent gap is wide here. If Chicago stays focused and avoids the trap of playing down to their opponent, they should take care of business and move to 5-1. That's right, 5 wins in the first 6 games. Sounds wild, doesn't it? Of course, the NFL has a way of humbling every team eventually, and Week 8 might be that moment. A road trip to Baltimore to face the Ravens. This could be the toughest game on the entire schedule. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, a Super Bowl caliber team on both sides of the ball. Playing in Baltimore is never easy, and it's even harder when you're facing that kind of physical, explosive opponent. The Bears would have to play a nearly perfect game to pull off the upset, and while that's not impossible, it's a tall order. I'll call this one a loss, dropping the Bears to 5-2. But it's the kind of game that can reveal a lot about where this team really is. Things don't get much easier in Week 9. Now it's Cincinnati, another road game, another powerhouse quarterback in Joe Burrow. But if you're looking for a silver lining, this Bengals defense has holes. They were inconsistent last season, and depending on how the offseason shakes out, they might be even shakier now. If Trey Hendrickson isn't on that team, their pass rush might be suspect. This could turn into a shootout, one of those high-scoring back-and-forth games that go down to the wire. And in that kind of environment, with Caleb Williams leading the charge, I'll take my chances. Let's say the Bears win this one in dramatic fashion. That's 6-2, back home for Week 10, and the opponent is the New York Giants. Look, no games are guaranteed in this league, but this one feels pretty close. Chicago needs to treat this like a business trip. Take care of what's in front of you and get out with a win. The Giants have some talent on the defensive line, but the Bears' offensive front should be up to the task. Tony Deuce, Jackson, Dahlman, this line is built to protect, and against a team like New York, that'll be key. Give the Bears the win here. 7-2 Week 11 brings a rematch with the Vikings, this time in Minnesota. It's hard to sweep divisional opponents, and by this point in the season, J.J. McCarthy might be more comfortable, more settled. Let's say the Vikings get their revenge here. That drops the Bears to 7-3. Still a strong position as we head into the final third of the season. Week 12, the Pittsburgh Steelers come to town. There's a chance Aaron Rodgers is under center for Pittsburgh, which would obviously add a little more spice to this game. But regardless of who's playing quarterback, the Bears have the better roster. Pittsburgh is always tough. Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches in the game, and his teams never roll over. But this is the kind of game you win if you're serious about contending. The Bears protect their home turf. Move to 8-3 is too short. Week, Black Friday, road game at Philadelphia. This is rough. You've just played 2 physical teams in the Vikings and Steelers, and now you've got to face the defending NFC champs on a holiday weekend with barely enough time to recover. I won't sugarcoat it. This is a loss. No shame in it, but yeah, the Bears dropped to 8-4. And let's keep it rolling. Week 14, back on the road, this time to face the Green Bay Packers. This is where things get interesting. Caleb Williams already has a win at Lambeau under his belt. Can he make it 2 in a row? I think he can. The Bears and Packers are evenly matched on paper, but there are real questions about Jordan Love and whether he can take the next step. Give me Chicago in a close one. 9-4 Week 15, the Cleveland Browns come to Soldier Field. This is one of those just get the job done games. Cleveland's quarterback situation might be a mess by this point. Injuries, inconsistency, maybe even a mid-season change. Could be Deshaun Watson. Could be Shadow Sanders. Who knows? Either way, I like the Bears to win and improve to 10-4. This is shaping up to be a special season. Then comes Week 16. And guess who again? The Packers. But this time, it's on a short week, and it's at home for Green Bay. It's tough to beat a division rival twice in such a short span, especially when they've had time to regroup. Let's say the Bears lose this one. 10-5 Week 17, Sunday Night Football, and it's a cross-country trip to face the San Francisco 49ers. Even if the Niners aren't quite at the Super Bowl level they were a couple of years ago, they're still a playoff caliber squad, well-coached, deep, physical, and this is their kind of game. The Bears will fight, but I think they fall short. That's 10-6 heading into the final game of the regular season. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Roquan Smith's triumphant return to the Chicago Bears sparked an electrifying celebration that lit up Soldier Field and brought fans back to their feet. After a period away, Smith's homecoming was not just a simple player's return. It was a moment charged with emotion, hope, and renewed energy for a team eager to reclaim its place among the NFL's elite. The Bears linebacker, known for his fierce tackling and game-changing plays, was greeted like a hero. Fans wore his jersey proudly, chanting his name in unison, signaling their unwavering support. Smith's presence on the field instantly elevated the team's defensive spirit, reminding everyone of the tenacity and grit that Bears football embodies. Smith's journey back to Chicago was marked by determination and resilience. After exploring other opportunities, his decision to rejoin the Bears demonstrated his deep connection to the city and the franchise. The team's management expressed their excitement, highlighting Smith's leadership qualities and how critical he is to the Bears' defensive strategy. The coach emphasized that Smith's return strengthens their lineup, providing both experience and a competitive edge. Throughout the game, Smith showcased why he is considered one of the premier linebackers in the league. His ability to read plays, his speed, and his tackling precision disrupted the opposing offense multiple times. This performance reaffirmed the fans' belief that with Smith back in the lineup, the Bears are poised for a resurgence. The celebration extended beyond the stadium, with social media buzzing with highlights and fan reactions. Supporters shared clips of Smith's big plays, while commentators praised his impact on the team's dynamics. It was clear that this was more than just a football game. It was a statement that the Bears are back in business. Roquan Smith's return also symbolizes a new chapter for the Bears, one where past challenges are met with renewed vigor and a commitment to excellence. The energy at Soldier Field was contagious, reflecting a community united by their love for the game and their belief in this team's potential. As the season progresses, all eyes will be on Smith and the Bears to see how this rekindled partnership will shape their journey. One thing is certain, the roar of the crowd and the spirit of Chicago football are alive and well, fueled by the return of one of their brightest stars. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.